Welcome to Too Fond of Books. My name is Janelle, and in this March Mystery Madness video, it's time for another round of my If You Liked series. So if you liked a certain series, I am going to recommend two books for you, or two other series that you might enjoy as well. But first, I need to show you the book that I found that fit yesterday's 2x2 mystery game, which was to find a thriller in a rural setting. That one's a little trickier because thrillers tend to be in urban settings. But I'm going to go for The Lost Shrine by Nicola Ford. This one is maybe debatable whether it's a thriller or not, but I'm going for it because I don't tend to have a ton of thrillers around. So, the main character is an archaeologist, Claire Hills, and so it is definitely a rural, it's a rural one. She is currently at a dig in the Cotswolds, and so this is my choice. This is the second book in the series. Okay, so if you liked And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, I have two books to recommend to you. First, The Decagon House Murders by Yukito Ayatsuji. This is a Japanese classic. It was, I believe it was written originally in the 70s or 80s. And I just read this one recently, and it definitely has And Then There Were None vibes. It's almost like a modern retelling of the story in a way, which is really interesting. It was really interesting to me to pick out the elements that were the same. And so in this one, you have members of a mystery club go to spend a week on an island. And this island is famous because maybe 10 years before, there were murders on that island that were never solved. And the island is also famous because it was owned by this architect guy, and he built this house called the Decagon House, which had 10 sides to it. So it was a really unusual house. So they go to the island, and then of course people start dying. But what's interesting about this one, and different from And Then There Were None, is that you move between the island and the mainland, because you have characters on the mainland as well, and so so that part's very different. But it was really good. I quite enjoyed it. So yeah, The Decagon House Murders. I can also recommend Sleep by C.L. Taylor. This one doesn't take place on an island, but it does have that isolated, closed circle feel to it. It's set in Scotland, and in a hotel that is cut off because of a storm, and then people start dying. So it has very much the same vibes. This is a modern day mystery though, only published a few years ago. So there you have it. If you liked And Then There Were None, I can recommend The Decagon House Murders by Yukito Ayatsuji or Sleep by C.L. Taylor. Let me know in the comments if you've read either of those books, and also I would love it if you could recommend a book for me that has And Then There Were None vibes. That's great, because I absolutely love that style of mystery, that isolated, closed circle style. I think that's fantastic. Okay, and before I say goodbye, it's time for another round in our 2x2 mystery game. Here we go with roll number 1 in this round of the 2x2 mystery game. 6. Point of view. First person, or sorry, this one's third person and first person. Roll number 2. 6 again. 3. Setting. Urban or rural? Let's find out. 3 gives us a third person point of view in a rural setting. Ooh, I can't wait to see what you find out. I'll see you for my next video tomorrow. Bye.